Now I call Mahua Moitra.
अभी मजा आएगा ना भिड़ो।
दोस्तों मज़ा तो बहुत आने वाला है। आप लोग बस वीडियो के साथ चिपक के रहिए और देखते रहिए कि कैसे महुआ मोइत्रा एक के बाद एक मोदी और अडानी की पोल खोल के रख देते हैं। सो विदाउट वेस्टिंग योर टाइम लेट्स स्टार्ट टुडेज वीडियो।
चलिए शुरू करते हैं।
Today, and I say this with a heavy heart, the Lok Sabha is a space which stands out more for what cannot be said in its halls than what we can say. The list of unmentionables is actually far longer than the list of mentionables. It is as though the treasury benches get training in a special camp that teach them to react hysterically the very instant a member of the opposition utters certain words, no matter in what context. We cannot say China, we cannot say Pegasus, we cannot say BBC, we cannot say Morbi, we cannot say Raphael, and sometimes we cannot even say Modi ji. It is on this precarious floor of eggshells that we, the members of the opposition, are forced to walk on every day. Honorable Chairperson, sir, as a responsible public representative, as a member of this opposition to whom this house belongs, I am walking on my Kartavya Path by having the courage, in spite of all of you shouting, to speak about what I'm going to speak. Every word I utter is going to be an oblation, an offering of truth into my Mahayagna of nation building. I want to talk about the most famous person in India today. Unfortunately for this house, it is not the Honorable Prime Minister. It is a man whose name starts with an A and ends with an I. And no, it is not Adani. For the purposes of this speech, let me just call him Mr. A and his group, the A Company. I want to start off by saying, as an ex-investment banker, I want companies to thrive. But I want honest, hard-working Indian companies to strive and not trapeze artists, as an MP colleague of mine likes to say. The chair always asks me not to get angry. I will not be angry for what I have to say. I will only say that we've all been fooled. I brought this topi with me.
I will just remind you. Your party has only 12 minutes.
I will not be angry for what I have to say. I will only say that we've only been fooled. I have brought this topi with me because this man has topi pen out this wonderful nation. I will start with wearing this topi. I have some extra for others who feel the same.
Please don't do that.
I want to summarize this story by simply saying, a company who in infrastructure, where you have to win most things by tender or have to get a regulated return, I want to summarize this story by simply saying, a company who's in infrastructure, where you have to win most things by tender or have to get a regulated return, cannot have high multiples when it is growing with debt. Most infrastructure companies make a 5 to 15% return if they're lucky and they get everything right. Once an infra is built, it is usually sold to pension funds when the infra player keeps a small portion as an operator of the asset. The multiples at which this A company is trading was absolutely outrageous. Even Google, Amazon and Microsoft don't trade at such multiples. Ultimately, markets are and should be about fundamentals. I want to ask all of you, when a Russian company was taking over an oil refinery from an Indian business, it was not an attack on India. When Mumbai's electricity was taken over with funds from Qatar, it was not an attack on India. The pride of India lies not in the wealth of one individual. The pride of India lies in the robustness of its institutional structures. I don't want to get into a Wall Street short sellers allegations. I don't want to get into a Wall Street short sellers allegations. I want answers to what I've asked. Sir, Mr. Chairperson, sir, are you going to do your job? And please ask the honorable gentleman to sit down.
किसी और को इस तरह डिस्टर्ब करने की हक आपके
The
नहीं
pride
है।
of India.
आपका नामित किया जाएगा। मैं I warn you.
I
Let the
appeal
other
to you.
members from the ruling party are aware and make him aware. This is not the way you have to behave
Sir,
inside the
either
house.
throw him out or give me extra time.
This is not the way.
Okay.
You cannot disturb like this. No, I'm not disturbing. You are disturbing the house. You are disturbing the house.
The pride.
आप disturbing the house. आपका समय नहीं है. आपका नाम बुलाया नहीं गया. बार बार क्यों खड़े हो तो आप? और बैठे बैठे भी बात करते रहते हो.
कौन है ये लोग? कहां से आते हैं ये?
Sir, the pride of India is not the wealth of one individual. The pride of India lies in the robustness of its institutional structures. I don't want to get into a Wall Street short seller's allegations. That's not my job. Honorable Prime Minister, this man, Mr. A, has topi penawed you. He travels with you on your delegations. He meets heads of states on visits to India. He portrays that India is the Prime Minister and the Prime Minister is him. He makes it appear to the world that he is the remote control behind the Prime Minister, and by obliging him, will be obliging the Prime Minister.